Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CrossFit Harrow podcast. Today is episode 94 and today we've got Kevin joining us. Kevin, thank you very much for joining us. First question that always goes out to everyone is what brought you to CrossFit Harrow?
What brought me here? Well, there's a stage of my life. I'm 36.
Okay.
I'm thinking, 4 years time. So I wanted to do something, and I'd been watching CrossFit Games a lot. And I was thinking, wow, these guys are extremely fit. I was thinking, I wonder if I'm any good at that. So
Gave it a go that way?
yeah, I searched CrossFit gyms. I didn't know too much about CrossFit, but only from watching.
Was that on Netflix that you saw that?
It first popped up on Facebook, I believe. So I was watching a lot on YouTube, Matt Fraser and that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see if I'm good at that. So I found CrossFit Harrow, booked in for the half hour.
No sweat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history. What was your first initial thought when you saw that stuff? Was that I really want to get stuck in with that? Was that I've done some of that before and it's a little bit intimidating?
Because I used to go to the gym regular, but just lift weights, done some circuit training, stuff like that. But when I saw the volume and the amount they were doing, I was thinking, how do they do that?
Yeah. It was more intriguing than anything.
Yeah, so I wanted to
Get stuck in.
and see, like I say, if I could actually do that.
Good. Because fitness has always been a massive background and sport thing around you and stuff. So at school, growing up, was sport massive?
Yes, I've always been active. I like to keep active. It keeps me focused. Back at school, done various athletics.
Okay.
I'm a runner.
Is that your domain? Is that what you prefer?
From young, yes. So at school, I'd win various events: 100 metres, 200 metres, 400 metres. I even done long jump, triple jump. But the only reason I was good at that because I was fast, so my speed just launched me into the sand. That's how I'd get my distance. But there is a story actually. I was the second fastest kid in the school.
Okay.
And there was this one guy, and I could never beat him, so that's always bugged me. He'd always beat me at 100 metres. You know.
Did you manage to beat him or
no?
Oh, right, fine. So it was like a little vendetta in school.
So yeah, that kind of bugged me. But
are you still in touch with him at all?
No. So I don't know what would happen now. But yeah, it started with athletic events and the running mainly at school. Yeah.
Fine. And were these things were those things that you practiced, or was it just did you recognise that you were good at them and try to practice them, or you just indulged in them?
Yeah, we would have our sort of PE classes and stuff, and they would notice that I was a pretty fast runner.
And outside of school, was there clubs and stuff that you went to?
I wish I did, but no, I never took that further, that sort of thing. I did used to go to a running track occasionally with my dad used to train as well, so I think I got from him, he was always active.
Does that run in the family then, fitness runs in the family?
I believe so. I saw him doing it, so I used to go to the running track in Hayes. I think it's gone now, but yeah, that's something I didn't pursue, the athletics. But
did you any regrets of that?
Kind of. Yeah. But at the time, you just didn't.
It doesn't. You don't really value it, do you? You don't recognise maybe your talent or.
No, they put me in for cross country as well. Actually, I've done that a couple of times for the school, and they used to have, what did they call it? It's like when the borough, all the schools go into.
Yeah.
I forget what they call it.
Yeah, I think they still do it.
Yeah, so I used to do that for the school. And occasionally. Yeah. So that's where it kind of started.
And then any team sports or field sports?
Well, we started playing football.
Okay. As most guys do, right?
Yeah, mainly on the playground. But then every Saturday, we would get all our mates and play. Not professional, I think, but we would get probably about 20 of us. So it was a pretty much full scale. So every Saturday we were there. But our games wouldn't be 90 minutes. We'd be playing for 2-3 hours.
Oh, really?
So at the end of the day, our backs, our legs, our feet were all busted up.
Was this 18 plus or younger than 18?
Probably around about 16.
Oh, right.
That sort of age we started.
Then at that age, you like I remember, you did have that energy, right? You could just play for 2 hours.
Time would just we'd go, next goal wins, and we'd still be playing an hour later.
And it became so competitive amongst your mates. Like with jumpers and goalposts, right? As goalposts, but you would just you would just consistently play.
And that would carry on until we were still. It was like a
way for you guys to get together.
Yeah, and it was pretty much every Saturday we done that until we worked through our teens. And when we got older, obviously, we would play for 3 hours. Won't be able to walk. Go home, have a shower, and then we'd be out
on the beer
on a Saturday night, hobbling along.
Did you grow up around this area?
I was born in Hillingdon.
Okay, fine.
So not so far
not too
away.
Far.
That's my family all around Hillingdon still, so I haven't really moved too far.
And then in school, noticing that you had an athletic talent, let's say, and background, what route did you decide? Did you choose what route you want to take after 16, 18, or was that decision made for you?
Well, at the time, I was quite a skinny kid.
Okay.
So when I kind of got to an age, I was looking at myself, and this is where the gym started. I wanted it to be bigger.
Yeah,
so
I suppose a lot of 16 to 18 year olds.
It was at that sort of time. I was playing a lot of football and that, but so I was quite fit. But I wanted to be more. I wasn't happy with the way I looked. So that's when I found my first protein shake. All that stuff.
What do you remember at all? What your first protein shake was?
It was Maxi Muscle.
I was going to say, I think
Cyclone.
Maxi Muscle. At one point, Maxi Muscle was like the biggest brand in the fitness industry because it was Maxi Muscle Cyclone, which
that's the one.
I remember taking that. I remember going to Burnt Oak Leisure Centre when I was like 14, 15, 16 and just being on that protein shake.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know if it's in the head, but it kind of made you think. Look in the mirror, I think.
Well, it's a great sales and marketing tool, right? That they put on a guy on there who's in great shape, and they're like, take this X amount of days.
Exactly.
But I think everyone started there. It was either that or I think it was PhD. Do you remember?
PhD is one of them.
PhD
USN is a USN as well. I've tried various.
USN had Symphysics. Synergy was PhDs and Maxi Muscle was Cyclone.
Yeah, that was it.
That was like their ultimate protein blend.
So I was on them for a few years as well, and that's right. So I kind of went away from the running, the athletic football bits, and tend to be just lifting weights down the gym. Probably no form at all on anything.
Well, I suppose at that age you're not to know,
right?
You
go down there, bang.
And then 3 sets of 10 as heavy as you can. Do that the next day.
Yeah, that's it.
Back and biceps on a Tuesday.
Fixed days, Bis and tries.
Bis and tries.
Back and chest.
And do you feel? I mean, I've got an opinion on this, but do you feel that like that staple of a program has helped you? When you've done that to now, are you glad that you went that route? In terms of training?
Yeah, I believe it has helped. But I look at myself now, and I'm happier now
than you were.
Not doing it. Just and even when I did start doing it, I'd kind of lift and then do no cardio as well. Then at that sort of point. But now I feel more overall rounded. I feel fitter, stronger than I was back then.
Good. The reason I asked that question is because I think from like a coach's eye and that I think it's very important for people to go through that hypertrophy stage of training. As long as it's a balanced program where it is equal pull to equal push, that they learn to do that, because I feel that if someone doesn't do that, it's harder to be more aware of their movement. Does that make sense in a way? Yes or no?
Not really.
No. So someone who has no experience in the gym, they tend to have less body awareness of those who have had a training program in the past, whether it be 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, but they generally move through the process a little bit smoother because there's already a baseline before them.
I kind of understand.
Yeah. Were you gymming by yourself? Were you with friends? Did you just find programs online?
Yeah, there was a guy, my mate was going down there already, so I said I'm going to start coming to the gym. Do you want to, partner up in it? And that's what we would do.
Yeah.
It was that was every Saturday or every Thursday we used to go down there and get the text, you're going to come down there.
And then no one turned up on when it was leg day.
Yeah, that was one thing we kind of didn't do too much of.
Did you feel as obviously when there was a running part of it, did you feel any of that like slowed you down?
What, not doing?
When you were going like putting on mass, like heavy leg days.
In the running.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't into the running like I was
when you were younger.
That come after. I got more into competitive running. But yeah, I noticed. Obviously, I tried playing football again a little bit when I was training a lot and I was a bit bigger. And I didn't have the. Yeah. I definitely lost the speed,
agility
from what I had when I was younger.
Feel like a ship turning when you were.
Yeah, and I was thinking, God, these 8 guys can't be faster than me, not anymore. But the competitive running, it's literally only been the last about 3 years ago I started doing half marathons.
Okay.
I started with 10k half marathons.
Yeah, I was going to say the starting point was that 10k was your starting point.
Yeah, because 10k, because my mate was into running quite a lot. And he kept saying, I'll come and do this 10k. So I signed up without him knowing one time. I got there a bit early and I was waiting for him.
Did he turn up?
Yeah, he did. So he's quite surprised. And
that was your first one, right?
Yeah, and then I've done quite well. So I thought, okay, I think I'm pretty good at this. So I started doing more 10ks, built up the distance, half marathons.
Would you do a weekly 10k or would you space them out?
Maybe a couple a month at the peak sort of thing. And then we'd add the half marathons in, but more with the training, we run quite a lot for the training to get that distance.
Have you done a full one yet?
Full marathon? Yeah, I've done 2 now, one in Bournemouth, one in Southampton.
Oh wow.
Definitely have to train hard for that.
Did you enjoy when you done the marathon first time, did you enjoy it more than you think you did?
Yes. To be fair, I think the first one, I don't know if I found it easier because I didn't know what I was getting into, and it's kind of, you're quite excited. It's your first one.
Adrenaline too.
Yeah,
right?
Adrenaline played a part, and I thought, this is pretty cool. And I got 4 hours 35 minutes to me. That was a good time. But then the second one, you kind of know how
what it feels like,
hard it is near the end. So it's kind of hard at the second one.
What was your sticking point in the full marathon, like mileage wise? Where did you get stuck?
The last 5 or 6 miles is the tough part. I was good for 18 miles, 20 miles. I thought, this ain't too bad. But then it just hit. That's when you need to be mentally. Otherwise, you end up walking the last part.
Yeah. Was that? Did you walk any of your marathon? Like any part of them?
Yes, I had to do certain parts, especially in Southampton. There's a bridge, the Itchen Bridge.
Don't know. No.
It's a long bridge.
Incline.
Yeah, so it's forever getting up, and then we had to go over that 4 times it was, and so the last couple of times I've pretty much walked up the bit.
So their route in Southampton is going over that incline 4 times.
So part of the
loop,
the first lap, you go up and then you end up coming back over.
Bloody hell.
And then the second lap you do the same. So it was a loop, 2 loops of it. And knowing that was coming again for the second time.
That's hot. That's mentally very, very hard.
That's when you need to be mentally ready. But so
you got through it?
Yeah, got through it. My time was not as good as the first. Actually, I don't know if it was a harder course or.
Well, by what you've just said, I would probably say yeah.
But it was literally only a few minutes longer.
What was your recovery like after? How bad was how bad did your body feel after? Did it feel great?
Initially, I felt okay. No injuries. That's the main thing.
Yes.
So we would go for a beer and some food after, so you don't really
That beer must have
feel
tasted
it.
great straight
Yes, for sure. You chill out after that. It's kind of maybe 1 or 2 days later, I think you notice that it's took a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And your legs, my lower back was hurting.
Sleep? Did you find that you slept more after?
I found it hard to sleep because my legs seemed to be
Just blocked up.
pumping, throbbing. So it's kind of restless. But you could, I was knackered, yeah. But I found it hard to sleep after, I think, because it was still.
Have you ever thought about or have you ever applied for the London Marathon?
Yeah, applied. They say it's very hard to get into though, because it's a ballot. I applied a couple of times, but they reckon you have to apply like 5 times or more to get a chance to be in it.
Right, okay.
Unless you run for a charity.
Yeah.
So you can get in with a charity. But I'll keep applying. You never know, one day.
Any ideas for or any plans to do one abroad?
Could be interested, yes. There's one, I think they do a New York Marathon. That would be pretty cool. Again, that's a ballot, I think. No,
is it?
Because it's quite a big one. They do, because I went to Brazil maybe a year or so back. They do one out in Brazil.
Oh, do they?
But the heat there, I don't know.
Did you do that one?
No, I didn't do it, but that'd be quite interesting. They were just telling me about that one out there. There's various ones that's popped up, but.
Was Brazil holiday?
Yeah, we went there for New Year's and
stuff, nice.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, nice. With regards to the marathon, the first time, what was your training? How far back did you start that process? I mean, you've obviously fitness has always been part of your life. You've always been training, but specifically.
So at that time, I was doing a lot of training after work, a lot of 10k runs. And finish work when you get changed, go out because I'm quite close to the canal.
Okay.
So I'll jump.
Is that where you done your runs?
Yeah, the longer runs I would just keep going down the canal, end up in Paddington, turn around, come back.
That's the same canal that goes up to Birmingham.
Grand Union, that's it. So as long as I jump on there, I know I could get my mileage. Obviously, it's harder in the winter because not much light.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get out. But I'd say I trained more for the first one, I think, because I think the second one got delayed because of COVID.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, it was meant to be, say, in April, but they put it back to September, so it kind of messed up.
Fine.
A little bit. But I was running. I only ever done about 14 miles for the training. I never went past there, so I never.
So that
too much.
The next, all the rest of the remaining mileage is what? It's 21, right? No, it's 26 miles.
26 miles.
So the next 12 miles
was kind of just winging it.
Yeah.
Just got to go with. Well, I knew I could do 14 miles, feeling not too bad. So on the day, I think the atmosphere helps as well. Definitely with a crowd, and it kind of pushes you. Yeah,
the guys. Some of the guys that have been on who've done marathons have said the crowd and the atmosphere does give you the extra push.
Especially on a day, you can get that. I think you can get that extra mileage out just by
just by the atmosphere
cheering you on. If it weren't for them, it would be a lot tougher.
Absolutely. So. What about weather-wise? Like, obviously, it's horrible. I would imagine it's horrible running in the rain. Full stop. Some people really like it.
I'm a summer runner. I prefer top off in the sun.
Yeah. Shades on, just going for it. So with all this fitness in your life, what was the route that you took off school in terms of like work or which route did you go down? Did you leave school and go to work?
Well, I was actually started Saturdays at the company I'm at now. So I've been there since I was 16.
Oh, really?
So I would work on a Saturday for a little bit of money, and they're just training up and stuff, learning.
So you've done basically an apprenticeship through.
Yeah, and I'd learn as I went, and from there I'm still there now.
So your job is gear manufacturing / gear cutting, which is for vehicles.
Yeah, I'm a gear cutter basically.
Which means, what does it mean for those who aren't familiar with gear
people
cutting?
Often ask, and I try to explain my best. So I normally just say, in your car you have a gearbox, and we make the gears that go in the gearbox.
Right.
If that makes sense to people.
Yeah. And is that for big companies? Is that for independent cars?
Well, mainly a lot of the stuff goes into machinery. We actually do some big ring gears that go in the MIR. What's them scanners?
MRI scanners.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Inside.
I didn't realise they would run. I didn't even realise they had a gearbox. Do they got a gearbox in them?
Well, no, these are basically a giant ring
Right.
gear. I think it just makes it rotate up. Like I say, I make
You just make them.
we do have some old. You get some old Aston Martin parts. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Yeah.
And Maserati, but they tend to be the older, like restoration-y stuff. That's quite fun when it comes in. Formula One, we do some parts for certain Formula One teams.
Amazing, yeah.
And Airbus, done some stuff for Airbus.
Do they? I mean, is the company you work for, do they source out, as in do a lot of these companies approach the company that you work for? Or is it?
Well, it's quite a small company actually. We're not like big. There's only, I think there's only about six of us.
Oh, right, okay.
So it is very small, but some people pass them on to us, like they.
Recommendations and referrals and stuff.
For some quotes for jobs and get some contracts with some people.
Are you into cars as such?
I wouldn't say no, not really. Maybe when I was younger, more so, but now I wouldn't say no.
Yeah,
not really.
Not for you. In terms of like travel, you said you've been to Brazil and stuff. Is there places around the world that you like? Do you go specifically to go and find these places or explore?
Well, I went to Canada. See, I like the outdoors a lot, and Canada's very nice for your rivers, your mountains, hikes. I like to do.
Is that what you look for when you go on holiday?
Yeah, well, when I was younger, obviously you want the sunshine and the beaches.
Lads' holidays.
Yeah, we would go away because our friends were always quite a close group, so we would go away every year to Portugal, Spain, all full of swimming pools in the sun and stuff. But then I kind of found like I like hiking and stuff, so Canada is a nice place to go for stuff like that, nature and stuff like that. We even went to Scotland and went up Ben Nevis and stuff like that.
How long did that take you?
I can't remember now. That was a long one going up the hill.
Is that did you just do Ben Nevis or you done 3 peaks?
Yeah, we've been to Snowdon. Not all in one. You can do the 3 peak challenge.
You can do that.
No, we've done them separate, but we have been to Scafell Pike. I think is the biggest peak in England, and then Ben Nevis is Scotland. Snowdon is in Wales. Yeah, we've been up all 3, but just leisurely.
Just on different days.
Yeah, the challenge would be cool. Now they do 3 peak challenge, but
there's some of the guys. I think Gaze was also talking about doing that at some stage.
That'd be quite good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. How do you? I mean, I've actually never climbed one of those. I think I've actually done Vesuvius actually, but it was like lovely weather. It was just you can just rock up there. But what's the? Because I'm sure those mountains are pretty high.
This is like a big hill, really.
Yeah,
constant.
You've got to head down and keep going, right?
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. I would say coming down actually takes quite a lot out of you.
Does it?
Coming downhill, especially on your ankles and your legs.
I suppose all your body weight wants to go is forward.
Going up is okay. It's hard, but you just keep going and steady. But coming down is quite hard on you. You got to be careful not to.
Is it
yourself.
Is it hours or
oh geez, it was about
like 6 to 8 hours?
Ben Nevis must have been about 6 hours or so. But funny about that actually, there was a guy we met. I think he was running down while we was going up, and then we saw him again when we was coming down again, and he was running back up, and we said, "You've already been up," and apparently he runs up there every day for his training. He goes up and down.
Wow.
And if it's more than once, not just once.
More than once? Well, you saw him twice on that route.
Yeah, and we was thinking, that's the same guy. What does he do?
That's insane.
And he runs.
He must be training for some sort of ultra or.
He was a very lean, slim guy. Yeah, that was quite. He was actually running as well. If I would tried running up there, I'd probably fall over all the rocks and stuff.
Well, yeah, because obviously during COVID, a lot of people went and when they could, minus the bit where you couldn't leave your house and do anything, but a lot of people went out to those mountains to climb them. But I think the governments or the whoever looks after the mountains had put out warnings to be like, don't go because there's too many people,
Too many,
it's
yeah.
too dangerous,
That's
too much
flocked to
pressure
there,
on some sort of geometrical, I don't know, whatever the word is, some plates or something.
There was a route we took on Snowdon actually. It was literally, it's called the knife edge.
Okay.
So it was literally when
At
you're
a
up the
point.
top, yeah.
Wow.
If you go that way, you'd fall down. So you had to take it pretty steady. But there was different routes. Obviously, you could take an easy route, but we liked a bit of challenge.
Do you find there was a lot of people doing it like around you, walking up, or is it quite? An individual?
You see a few people, but the route we took, you didn't see many people. So it's kind of a bit of.
You're like, we've gone the wrong way.
Yeah, and you kept looking and said, "Can we get past that bit?" It's very, very.
Do you have like, not obviously handheld map, but do you have the maps on your phone and stuff? Well, you might have handheld.
No, we just follow. You can kind of follow the route.
Is there paths and routes and stuff?
Yeah, you pretty much. There is a route to take, so you can't really get lost, I guess. But maybe you could.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And what about just going back to before about the around the world and places that you want? Is there anywhere in particular that you want to go and visit and be like, I want to go and explore that place, the outdoors of that place? Anything on the list?
Alaska would be a cool place. See, I haven't really travelled that much actually. It's something I want to do more. Yeah, I wish I had done a bit more. Like, obviously, I've been to the Europe and stuff, but like Central America and stuff like that would be very interesting to go.
Favourite place so far that you've been would be Canada.
Canada's my favourite. Yeah, I'm looking to go back there soon. Actually,
it's very bad.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's in a very bad place at the moment with what's going on. It's not great out in Canada, their situation, in comparison to the UK. Okay. They're in a bad place with the whole COVID stuff.
Yeah, see, I don't know what sort of stage they're at.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's for me watching the news too much, that's what it is.
I try and stay away from the news.
Yeah. And you strike me as someone who looks after their nutrition quite a lot. As in terms of like a good balance of everything.
Yeah, I try. I have my moments. There was a time I remember actually, it was quite funny. I forget how old I was. I literally cut out all sugar stuff like fizzy drinks, chocolates, sweets. For about 2 years I hadn't touched a chocolate.
Wow, that's some commitment.
And I remember we were driving to Wales to go to, it was probably to go up Snowdon actually. And I was stuck in the middle at the back seat of the car. And my legs was numb, my butt was numb. I was at the point of like,
just restless.
I need to get out. And then there was some chocolate, some Kit Kat, and he said, have a Kit Kat. I was like, I ain't had that for like 2 years. I'm like, go on and give me. And it was like heaven.
It must have been so satisfying.
Kit Kat, that helped me through that journey. If it weren't for the chocolate, I wouldn't have made it.
What made you take 2 years off all of it?
It's just something, I guess. I thought.
And you just kind of, well, I'm assuming that you didn't set yourself a 2-year target. It was just like, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, once you kind of cut out that sort of stuff, you
end up
don't
not
really
missing
miss it. Yeah, you can find sort of replacements, like instead of fizzy drinks, just have some soda water with a bit of juice. Kind of.
Yeah.
And sugar's gone.
Yeah.
So I tend to not be too strict in my diet because I like to eat.
What's your favourite cuisine?
That's a tough one. Big fan of sushi for sure. Yeah. Gotta love the curry and the Chinese.
Would you, when you finished your marathon race, after you had the beer and that, what was your go-to? What did you feel like?
I went pizza.
You went pizza? Yeah. I suppose get those calories went straight up.
Yeah, straight back in there.
Yeah.
Trying to eat lots of carbs beforehand for the energy as well. So.
Yeah, carb loading a few days out.
So the diet for that weren't so bad because I was eating lots of carbs.
Did you feel when you went back to running in that marathon or the 10Ks and half, did you feel like your body would need to eat more? Do you feel like you lost a lot of weight
after the marathon?
Yeah. Well, through that training period, I guess.
Yeah, I remember looking because on my watch I was clocking the calories and it was going into thousands per day. So I kind of made up for it a bit after to get put on a bit more because definitely burnt a lot on that day. I could feel it as well. My body was
just depleted.
It was crying out for
absolutely.
for food.
And Kevin, what have you got? What are the goals that you've got for yourself, whether it be fitness or personal? What have you got projected, or what do you want to get out of the next few months, the next 6 months?
Well, that's why I'm glad I found CrossFit now. Like I say, in the past, I never knew too much about it. So that is my focus now, actually. I've cut back on the running, but I think it will help with my running also,
of course,
doing CrossFit. To be fair, my legs are feeling stronger than probably they've ever kind of felt via doing CrossFit. That's one thing I've noticed for sure. So yeah, I just want to improve. I feel like I am improving. I'm interested to see how
your body adapts to a new type of training and stuff.
Yeah, it's quite exciting actually.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of people tend to think like, you know, when they're training for marathon or half marathon, that they've got to cut like things like this out, and actually by adding it and implementing it will actually benefit them more. Running you can get good at running by running, but you can get even better at running by adding in resistance training, interval-based training.
Yeah, I believe that's true, because I remember when I was doing some running, I did kind of cut out any sort of other exercises, but so I was losing weight as well. But my goal, I don't really want to lose weight.
Yeah.
I want to maintain or put on some muscle as well. But so yeah, a good balance, I think, strength training and
that's good. Because I guess for you, it's exploring what your body's capable of doing. Right, you've established that on like an aerobic base of like running marathon. You've done that.
So I know I'm quite fit from that, and then you come into say like CrossFit, and I thought, I'm quite fit, but it's a little different.
But that's amazing that you say that, because even someone, you know, with your background who has an athletic background, who ran, who's completed 10K, multiple 10Ks, half marathons and marathons, that having the perception or not having the perception, but being very physically, aerobically fit, and then trying something like this and actually going and putting your hands up and going, actually, there is a different level of, there's a different direction of fitness and not just one.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely different effect on your body. And
do you find that you recover, it takes you a while to recover from some of this training?
I think my recovery is quite good, I believe. I feel quite good afterwards when I'm doing it, obviously.
Yeah, it's a different story, yeah.
But yeah, I think recovery is quite good. I feel like...
Yeah.
I feel pretty good afterwards.
Would you say that when you obviously had finished the running and then started doing some of this stuff, did you feel that there was like new muscles working where the recovery took a little bit longer? As in, going back to that strength stuff of maybe some heavy lifting, not always, but like some of the Olympic lifts, it left you feeling like, I've never really used that muscle before.
Oh yeah, there's definitely muscles there that haven't been used for a while. But I didn't know I could feel that. But yeah, it's a lot different. Definitely, I think I'm using more of my body now.
Good.
More muscles are
good. And anything specific in terms of CrossFit, in terms of what you want to get out of it, in terms of, you know, learning something new, you know, whether it be rope climbing, is there anything that you've set your eyes on whether I really want to do that?
Yeah, there's a few bits. The gymnastics side of it is amazing, actually. So fair play to gymnasts, because they're some of the strongest.
Yeah. But if I could do fitness all over again, I'd start as a gymnast.
Exactly. That's I was thinking that the other day. That's kind of one of my regrets. I wish when I was young I was into gymnastics or put into gymnastics. So I would have had that background. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, but it's such a small amount of people that are, right? I don't know why that is.
Yeah,
there's a stigma around it.
Like that. I don't know why, but that's one thing I wish I would have found at a younger age. So yeah, the gymnastic sides of CrossFit is great, especially the rings and the bars. That's something I'd love to improve on.
Yeah.
And the Olympic lifting is another thing that caught my eye, because kind of when I first heard about CrossFit, I had a friend in Australia, and they're quite big out there for it.
Yeah. I suppose it's a very outdoorsy life, right?
Yeah, and she's talking to me saying, "Oh, I'd do CrossFit," and I wasn't too aware of what it involved. I thought, is it kind of circuit training sort of thing, bits? And then she sent me the videos of her doing snatch, and clean and jerk. I was like, that's quite impressive.
Yeah,
that's part of it.
Yeah,
she was saying, yeah, of course it was. So that's something I'd like to improve on as well. The Olympic lifting side and the gymnastics side.
Good.
Really good.
That's they do make a big part of what it is, and it's good to be able to try and explore those options, see what your body's capable of.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Have you had any thought this year on taking part in the CrossFit Open and what it consists of?
So I was speaking to a guy, I think it was yesterday I was training. Was it yesterday? And he said, "Oh, have you gone in for the Open yet?" I don't know. Is there some movements I still haven't?
Well, I guess that's the test, right? There'll be things that come out that maybe you've never done, or not necessarily never done, but still learning those. And I guess the test for you to be, I'm here now, and next year I'll be in that position. And
yeah, I was kind of thinking, am I ready to do that? Or
maybe
next year?
Yeah, I guess there's no matter how much preparation you do, it's always, you never know those workouts that are going to come out, right? And it's always just going to be a test of physical.
It's good to test yourself and challenge yourself.
Yeah.
It's like bar muscle ups. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I've actually never attempted one.
I'm sure they're going to come out.
So one day I'll give it a go and see what happens.
Pretty soon though, right? Because they might come out.
Let's see what happens with that.
No, that's good. Kevin, we've run out of time for today. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Guys and girls, join us back next week.